Hello, everyone. Welcome to another end of the year tier list. My name is Jack Hudson. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time here. And today I'm going to be ranking every single game I have completed in 2024. Now, I split up this list into games that I've played this year that didn't come out this year, but my first time playing and completing them. Or some of them, or at least two of them, are like I've already played, or three. A couple of them I've already played before and completed, but just did a replay this year. And then the latter half of the list is stuff that actually came out of 2024 that I will be ranking. But yeah, it's that simple. If you want to check out my other channel, Black Hudson, that one I post video essays there, and we do live streams. So if you want to check that out over there. Over here, I'm going to be doing booktube stuff pretty soon, but for right now, I'm just compiling a list of everything I've read, watched, and done this year. The next list will be everything I've watched. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, Kingdom Hearts 2, I replayed this year. My personal favorite Kingdom Hearts game. I've played every single Kingdom Hearts game, but 2 is just still the best. It's the one I go back to the most. That and Birth by Sleep, probably. I've only played Kingdom Hearts 3 once, and that's when it came out. Also, sorry about my voice. I coming back from a cold. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2. What else is there to say, really? I mean, Kingdom Hearts 2 is actually the first Kingdom Hearts game I ever played. I didn't even play the first one. I played the second one. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But I was having so much fun as a kid. It's just a PlayStation classic, too. And, like, the end boss fight is so epic. It's so fucking dope. I'm going to put this right up at S tier. Extreme nostalgia, extreme bias. Some aspects of the game are obviously dated, even with the HD versions. There's a lot of backtracking, and I do not like backtracking in games. But in classic games, those, it usually, especially during the PS1 era, which we'll get into, there's a lot of backtracking. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2, like, gameplay is just so fluid. Kingdom Hearts 3 still didn't have, like, the fluidness of 2. Like, 2 is just the combat is so engaging, it's so good. And it's not just butting mashing to it. Like, you have to learn the skills, like that Roxas fight will fuck you up if you are not prepared, if you have not learned everything the game has taught you. Overall, just one of the best games. Top 20 easily for me. Maybe I'll do, if you guys are interested, just in general, my favorite games of all time. Maybe like a top 50 list or something like that. But yeah. And I started getting into the Legacy of Kain, finally being able to play it. So I start out with the first Kain game. This one I want remastered so bad. However, I have to put it in B because it will test your patience. It's an older game. And I feel like if this was remastered and just had slight gameplay tweaks, this could be a really good game, like up to A or even S tier, because the story is definitely there. It's just the gameplay is just kind of like, hey, this is like a indie Zelda pretty much. And like, you should play the PC version, because the PlayStation version, there's like loading screens throughout the entire fucking thing that I had to switch over to the PC side. But it is fun. It is genuinely fun. There's not a lot of crazy thought throughout it. Like, there's no place where you're gonna get stuck. It's pretty obvious where you're supposed to go and stuff like that. The voice acting is fun. Yeah, Legacy of Kain, the first one, is a classic. Then we have the Soul Reaver remastered. That's Soul Reaver 1 and 2. I played both of them. Soul Reaver 1 is also some backtracking and moving blocks. Holy shit, do you move fucking blocks in this game like nothing else. Like, it's much less an action game and more of like a puzzle game. And not even really like a puzzle per se, just like move this thing over here. Like, there are sections in the game where you're just moving puzzle pieces to match a picture for like 20 minutes. Like, it's that kind of thing. So if you don't really like that, then probably don't pick up Soul Reaver, but like I do, so I had a lot of fun with it. Soul Reaver 2 was just a ton of backtracking. Like, the gameplay was just so brainless and monotonous, but like the cutscenes and the actual storyline, that's the thing with the Legacy of Kain games, is their storyline is so fucking good. The voice acting is great. Like the classic, like, toss a coin, often enough times, and sooner or later it'll land on its edge. Like, that's such a good piece of dialogue. And I think we deserve a Legacy of Kain reboot with actually decent gameplay instead of just like mediocrity, because you like backtrack so much in the second one. The second one is not very enjoyable. I enjoyed the first one more, and they clearly did a lot more work with the first one visually than they did with the second game. That being said, though, I mean, look it up online. If you're a big fan of like cult classic games, then definitely pick this one out. But make sure you look it up a little bit more just to see what you're getting yourself into. But I would put this out of pure enjoyment. I would put this on top of B. And I'm just being honest. Like, a part of a game is gameplay, and where Legacy of Kain always lands is like a B tier in gameplay wise. The story is great, but it's not enough to lift it up, dude. And listen, I know that's coming from the Kingdom Hearts 2 thing. Oh, Kingdom Hearts 2 is so convoluted. At least Legacy of Kain has a better story. Like, to a certain degree, yeah, sure, I agree. But at least Kingdom Hearts 2 has like good and fun gameplay, where it's like this kind of feels like a chore, but it's a chore you're willing to get through to get to the story tidbits, which Kingdom Hearts eventually turns into. I'm not listen, I will be the first one to shit on Kingdom Hearts, like, fucking yeah, all day, every day. But I think this is also a different, like, nostalgia thing. Like, if I feel like it'd be different if I had grown up with these games. I heard about these games and its story, and I was just so infatuated with it, where it finally made a release. I wanted to support it, play it, and yeah, and there's cool bonus content too, like some lost levels and stuff that they recovered. Like, it is really, really good. It's just, it's dated. It's definitely fucking dated. So yeah. Anyways, Darksiders 2. This game was pretty fun. I'll put it like on top. But you know what? The exploration, it's actually pretty fun. It's a pretty fun game. It's broken because you can level up very fucking quickly, and it's pretty easy. It's like an edgier Zelda, but I still fucking had a great time with this, especially like with the DLC stuff and armor. Like, it's so much fun to go through the side missions and then just do the main story, completely wipe the floor with everything. It's one of those games, you know? And I was just always a big fan of the Darksiders series as like a teenager, because I'm like, whoa, like, the Four Horsemen is so cool. Death, War, Strife, fucking Fury, and shit like that. I still haven't played Darksiders 3. I might get around to it eventually, although I haven't heard great things about Darksiders 3. And it's kind of a shame this game has been left in the back burner. I think a reboot would be great. I don't know about a continuation, but a reboot would be preferable. But yeah, Darksiders 2. I've played the first Darksiders before. I like it, but Darksiders 2 is definitely the best one, like, hands down. And this is my first year with playing Mass Effect. I started playing 3. I never finished it. I'm going to focus on that next year, finishing Mass Effect 3, because I played through the first 2, and oh my fucking god, I love these games. I love these games so much. Like, Mass Effect is a thing where people have said, you would really like Mass Effect, and I was like, I will get around to Mass Effect, and just never did it. And like, people talk to me and they're just like, how are you not, this seems like you, like, this seems cater-made to you, and it kinda is, yeah. And the remastered version helps out with the first Mass Effect, because I tried the first Mass Effect, the PC port of the original game, and I was like, okay, I mean, this is fun, but then I dropped it, and then the remaster just like helped it out a little bit more. And Mass Effect 2, I would consider one of my favorite games of all time, up there with the top 10. It was just so, it had me right there, and it still feels like a modern game. That's the thing. I think that's where, like, you get into like these great games of all time list kind of thing, where people are like, oh, like, Ocarina of Time is the greatest game of all time, but like, you play it and it feels dated. You're like, gee, what the fuck is happening here? Whereas like with Mass Effect 2, it still feels like a modern game. It's so good. Mass Effect 1, I would put on top of A. It's not perfect, but it is a great introduction into the world. But Mass Effect 2 is so good, dude. Oh my god, it's perfection. Honestly, it's so fucking good. Wolf Among Us, I would put this on top. I put it like right here. Obviously, it's a Telltale game, so gameplay is point and click. The story really carries Wolf Among Us. I cannot wait for Wolf Among Us 2. If it ever fucking comes out, I still don't know if it's ever gonna come out. I hope it does, but I don't think so. But yeah, Wolf Among Us, just the story's so good. It's a good launching off point if you want to get into Fables, the comic book series that's this video game is based off of. Definitely, it's a good vehicle for that. And yeah, like Wolfwalker is so good. Big B is such a great character. The voice acting is so good in this game. Out of all the Telltale games, I've played this one multiple times. In fact, I might go back and play Walking Dead because I stopped after season 3 of the Telltale Walking Dead and never played the final one. But it's been years and years. I kind of want to just do like a full blast playthrough of all of them in a row. But right now, I'm focusing on reading more than I am on video games and stuff like that. But yeah, and then we have Memento Valley. This one is a really fun puzzle game. It's nothing too groundbreaking though. Very pretty minimalist visuals and stuff. But you're just kind of moving around, you know. It's just like, yeah, it's just kind of like how to get from one point to another. There's not really a good or a story behind it. There's a little bit of one, but not, you know, not by much. But it is fun. It's a fun game. You can even I think it's on mobile, so you can play it on mobile app. Yeah, I mean nothing groundbreaking, but just a good time. Just complete it in less than like 2 or 3 hours. It was good. Both of them, by the way, I'm considering as one thing. Both 1 and 2. Then we have the Tomb Raider remaster, which are the same people I believe who made the Soul Reaver remastered. Oh boy, wow, these games are definitely fucking dated. They did a great job at the remaster. I'm not saying that, but God, sometimes it's just so frustrating to control Laura. It's all tank controls and shit like that. And the puzzles are just like, oh my God. Yeah, this is definitely dated gameplay wise. The story is like, she goes find some treasure. Woo. Yeah. What I much prefer is the first Tomb Raider reboot. I think this game is extremely good. I've replayed it a lot of times. It has the best like bow mechanics in a game, like actually getting a feel of like drawing in breath and shooting, so like it's so good, especially for stealth. Oh, like this game is so much fun from a pure gameplay standpoint. Story's meh, but I feel like the gameplay really elevates it. The B tier is pretty much saved for classics that like the gameplay is clearly out of date. Like that's what B tier is pretty much saved up for. I just say Soul Reaver is above Tomb Raider because they really did a lot of work to uncover like lost material that the fandom had never seen before, which I think gives it that leg up. And like I hate tank controls. Now there is a way to change to more modern controls, but it's still a little rough. I'm not gonna lie. But it was still enjoyable just to see. It's like a piece of gaming history that I wanted to look at, you know. And yeah, then we have Rise of Rona. This is gonna be my first D tier. I was so hyped for this game, and it just turned out to be like, hey, like, how about shitty Sekiro gameplay with Ubisoft bumfuck map shit, which is like go over here, 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 and it. Like, it's fun in a, like, fast food McDonald's way. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, you want a Big Mac every once in a while. And it's like, yeah, Rise of Ronin is a Big Mac. It's not quality. It's not great. The story I could give less of a fucking shit about. But, like, sometimes it's fun just to glide around and fight and stuff like that. It's just like, you get past the 20-hour point and you feel like you've just done the same thing. And then you go into a bigger map and you're just doing the same thing. It just gets boring really quickly. I did complete the game, though. It was just one of those mindless games that you just put on, play. And there is a bit of a skill curve in the beginning, but once you get over that hurdle and start doing the side missions and stuff, like you easily overpower the main story. And yeah, but like I did complete it. It's definitely not a great game, but you know, I don't think it's an absolute like dumpster fire. I just think more could have been done with this kind of thing. Astrobot, the game of the year. The game of the year, guys. Dude, I'm not going to front. It's a great platform. Listen, I had a lot of fun with it. I'm going to put it up here. Astrobot is good. It is fun. It's such a good platformer. The speedrun levels are so fun. I, like, played this game nonstop. I just wouldn't put it above any of these games. But, yeah, Astrobot is a ton of fun. Like, if you want to throw back to, like, Mario N64 days and stuff like that. Like, this is a clear evolution of that. It is a giant PlayStation ad essentially, but I love that because I love PlayStation. Like when they showed fucking what's his face from Legends of Dragoon, I was like freaking out, like, oh my god, does this mean it's confirmed we're getting remastered? And no, no, that is not confirmed. But Soul Reaver was there. They had, I believe, Cain and Azrael in there, or maybe just Azrael. I don't remember, but no, I think they had one of them was holding the actual Soul Reaver, so maybe both of them were in there. I'm not sure, but yeah, like Astrobot is just so fun. It's a celebration of PlayStation. Yeah, like I hope they make a second one because clearly, like the Playroom one was a tech demo and people really liked it, so they're like, all right, here's more of it. And yeah, it is more of it, and it is fucking fun. And I 100% completed it. I collected everything. It's like we haven't had like a solid collectathon in a while. We've had collectathons before, but like this one's a really good one that like actively pushes you to like collect everything in the game to 100% complete it. So that aspect is fun, but like it's not better than Metaphor. Metaphor is so fucking good, dude. Oh my god. I have not completed the game yet. I want to come out and say that right now. I have not completed it, so I am cheating on this one, but I'm like 40 hours in, and I feel like that's enough, you know, to say how I feel about the game. I am gonna complete it eventually. It's just like I've gotten to an age. Listen, I'm not. When Persona 5 came out, or when I played Persona 5, it was during COVID, so there was nothing to fucking do. So I played Persona 5 like 2 times in a row and completed it, you know, and like I had more time back then. Now I'm getting married, trying to keep up with editing YouTube videos. I am reading. I am like, there's just a lot of stuff that gets in the way. And like, so I could do like, okay, I just got to play this game for about 2 weeks, which I could get like maybe 30 or 2 to 3 weeks. Like I could get maybe 30, 40 hours into a game. But then at a certain point, I got to stop and like move on to something else. So it's no fault of the game on its own. It is so fun. It is so good. Yeah, we have Persona 3. This is my first time playing it. This is also goated. Metaphor is a bit of a leg up. I feel like it improves on the Atlas formula, whereas Persona 3 is a fresh coat of paint from the Persona formula. My co-host of the Black Hudson live stream, Peter, thinks that Persona 3 is above Metaphor. You know, to each their own. But yeah, Persona 3 is still very good. That ending got fucking spoiled for me though, and I was like, god damn it. It like would have hit me a lot more if fucking TikTok, man. Fucking TikTok's spoiling shit for me. Thank God that app is going bye-bye because my productivity is going up. I'm blaming TikTok for me not being able to read as many books as I wanted to last year. Me not being able to play any games for last year, because like sometimes you just sit on TikTok for like an hour or two. You just, it's mind numbing. So like if it's banned, then I won't have it, and like my productivity will go up. Like you know, like this YouTube channel might grow up to like 1 billion fucking subs just because of TikTok. But yeah, Persona 3 is great. Great gameplay. The visuals are outstanding in this game. I can't wait for Persona 4 remastered. Like, come on, Atlas. But yeah, just remaster every Persona game. I don't need Persona 6. Just remaster it and I'll buy it, Atlas. You know I'll buy it. You know I will. All right, then next up we have Balatro, dude. Balatro was so good. I haven't had it long. Balatro can get up to the S tier. Let's do that, yeah. Nah, you know what? Nah. Yeah. Balatro belongs up there. But talk about addicting. When I first played it, it was like, oh, it's poker, but like with like elements to it. I'm like, all right, like, is this gonna be like what? Is this gonna be like what? And you start playing it, and you're like, I don't get this, and then you keep playing it, and bro, Balatro sometimes consumes me for like 2 or 3 hours. It's so addicting. Like, it's just like that. Like, God forbid if this man ever makes casino games, because like, God forbid they come out with a Balatro casino machine, dude, I'm losing my entire mortgage. It's out the window. It's gone if they ever do that. It's so, the gameplay is so addicting. Everyone should play it so they become addicts like me. And oh my god, the fucking Balatro subreddit, the subreddit is so funny. It's just one of those games you have to pick up and experience, and it actually makes me want to get into poker now. Like, now I kind of understand how poker is played, whereas before I had a kind of loose idea of how poker was played. But like Balatro, dude, it's so good. And now they've actually made physical card games, which is funny, Balatro. But yeah, dude, I got this when the mobile app came out, so I didn't play it on the computer. I played it on I downloaded it mobilely on my iPad and phone, and oh my god, sometimes I'll just be sitting there just playing Balatro. Yeah, like to a point where like if Balatro had won over Astrobot, like I would not have complained at all. The Game Awards, I would not have fucking complained. But yeah, we'll talk about Elden Ring last. Helldivers. Hell yeah, this game is so fucking fun to play with people. Helldivers 2 has a great community behind it. It hit a rough patch, but I didn't play it during the rough patch. Now it's significantly better. Just play it with my friend Joe. Like, this was so good. It just reminded me of old, like, Xbox 360 days. I don't play a lot of multiplayer. As you can see from this list, I don't play a lot of multiplayer games. But, like, Helldivers 2 caught my attention. It's so good. Like, the PvE is fun. The weapons are fun. Everything about it is fun. Yeah, sure, it could get repetitive. But, like, honestly, I don't care. As long as you have a amigo to play with, then it's all good. As long as you get a group of friends to play Helldivers, it's so much fun. Yeah, I mean, that's what I have to say about Helldivers 2. Great community. You know, I don't blame the devs for what happened with PlayStation. That whole fiasco, that drama. Yes, that is shitty, but I don't blame Arrowhead for that. I think Sony was just like, fuck it. We're just gonna ban it in like a bunch of countries. It's like Jesus. But yeah, Helldivers 2 is so good. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. Even now, because they just came out with like a zombie mode that I played. Dude, it's pretty fun. It is fun. Elden Ring. Elden Ring. Elden Ring. Elden Ring. What is there to say about Elden Ring? Now let me give you a little story here. Well, not really a story, but like I've picked up Dark Souls. I've picked up Dark Souls 1. Tried to play 2. I was like, fuck that, I'm not playing 2. Beat 3. And I'm not like a huge From Software fan. But Elden Ring just completely changed that for me. I mean, Elden Ring is like a perfect game. It like the open world is fantastic. The storytelling and lore is fantastic. I did a video on it over at the Black Hudson channel. Maybe I'll even link it down below in the description here, where I explain the lore. I simplify it. It's just so fun and engaging. I tried to play some of Shadow of the Erdtree, kept getting my ass kicked, so I'm going to take a break a little bit from Elden Ring. But, like, Elden Ring has gone up to, like, all these games, with the exception of maybe Kingdom Hearts 2 and Mass Effect, or these games, right? Like, these games I would consider in my top, let's say, 50, right? Elden Ring at all these, easily top 10. Easily in top 10. You know, I finished Dark Souls 3, and I was like, that was fun. But, like, Elden Ring just turned into a complete obsession, like, over, like, 150 hours, and, like, I thought of nothing but Elden Ring. In fact, I probably could have completed more games if it weren't for Elden Ring. But you know what? I was like, this game is just, I can't stop playing it. It's like that Danny DeVito meme where he's like, I finally understand. I finally get it. That's essentially what Elden Ring was for me this year. Maybe I'll finish Out of the Tree at some point, but I might just start a new playthrough of Elden Ring because it's just so fun. And I want to explore all the different classes and stuff. It's just such a timeless game. And like, yeah, it's probably one of the greatest games of all time, honestly. However, I will say I did not agree with, fucking the DLC being nominated. That's bullshit. It's not a full game. So, yeah. But yeah, that's my list of everything I played this year. Hoping for some good gaming this year to complete more games. But I am going to be focusing on reading a lot more. So maybe not. But yeah, that's my list of everything I completed this year. There were more games I started but didn't finish, and I don't feel like that's fair. The only one is the difference is the really long ones like Metaphor, and like if you want to be technical, Elden Ring, because I didn't finish Out of the Erdtree, which means I never finished the main game. But like I beat 150 hours. I think you could probably say I got a good grasp on the game to talk about it. But yeah, let me know if I should change that rule. Let me know if you guys want a little bit more meat to this for next year. But anyways, that's going to do it for me, guys. hope you have a good night, and make sure to check out the Black Hudson channel and check out this channel. I'm going to be doing a lot more booktube stuff. Going to be going over the whole Brandon Sanderson Cosmere. Going to be doing reviews on that pretty soon. And yeah, thanks for sticking around.